ask you another question. How hard is it to put together a jigsaw? I mean, my mother puts these 500 odd pieces of jigsaw together, you know, whether it's some puppy Dalmatians or whatever it might be. How hard would it be to put a jigsaw like that together of 500 pieces or 1,000 or 1,500 if you didn't have the lid to guide you? How hard would that be? That would be pretty hard. So what you need is the picture to guide you. Because you know, for year 12 or whatever, there are always two creations in life. You have to have a mental creation. In other words, you may not have necessarily liked it, but you had to get up this morning. And then you had to see in your head how you're actually going to get here to school. You would have caught the bus, you would have got on a bike, you would have got in a car, someone would have dropped you off, whatever it was, but you actually had to see that in your head for it to happen. Because if you didn't see it in your head, you'd still be wandering around out there somewhere trying to find this place and find this school. So it's absolutely vital for you that you see it in your head and see how well you're going to perform in year 12. Because when you do that, you bring about the creation of something physical. You must see it for yourself. See, the message is, and it's a very powerful message, and it's one that all of our Olympians know, your top sportsmen and women know, that you must actually picture it in your head if you're going to succeed. So if you want to be really successful in year 12, you visualise the grades you're going to get. You visualise yourself succeeding. You visualise yourself going up at graduation and receiving your award. You visualise yourself going to the advertiser or getting the advertiser at the end of December and seeing your TER. Visualise it in your head will make it start to really happen. Let me tell you about Florence Chadwick. Florence Chadwick was a swimmer. You may not ever have heard of her. She was well before your time. But she was actually the first woman to swim the English Channel in both directions. Now, she'd done that already. At age 34, she decided to swim from Catalina Island to California. That's quite some swim. So that happened on the 4th of July, 1952. Now, she'd been swimming for 16 hours. Florence Chadwick, swimming for 16 hours. But all she could see was a wall of fog. The sea was like an ice bath and there was fog all around her. And it was so dense she could hardly see her support boats. The sharks cruised around her, but the support people fired rifle shots at the sharks and they went off. But she struggled on. Hour after hour she pushed through and national television was watching her. Alongside Florence was one of her support boats. In that was her mother and her trainer. And they were just urging her, keep going, keep going. They were trying to support her. They told her it wasn't much further. But all she could see was fog. They urged her not to quit. She had never quit until that moment. She said, I'm done. You know, she only quit with 1 kilometre to go. She quit. Still thawing out her chilled body several hours later, she said to the reporters and the journalists, look, I'm not excusing myself, but if I could have seen the land, I might have made it. It wasn't fatigue or even the cold water that defeated her, it was the fog. She couldn't see her goal. She couldn't see it. 2 months later, she tried again. 2 months later. This time, same dense fog. She swam with her faith intact, but she had her goal clearly in mind. She saw the land. She knew that somewhere behind the fog was the land. She had a clear picture of the land, and she made it. She then became the first woman to swim the Catalina Channel, and she eclipsed the men's record by 2 hours. It's about seeing your dream and making it happen.